This week, the woman who arguably built her entire career telling women to fast published an episode called I Stopped Fasting for a Year. Here is what it taught me. And I want to talk about that, not to take anyone down, not to say I told you so, but because what just happened in the fasting space tell you something important. Not just about fasting, no, but about every protocol you have ever been handed without conditions attached. Because there is a reason fasting worked for some of you and a reason it made other of you feel worse. Anxious and wired at 3 a.m., like your own body was fighting back. And it was never about your discipline or your consistency or how well you follow the rules. So in this video, I'm going to name the variable that the biggest voices in this space are still not naming. Even as they back down, and once you hear it, I think a lot of things are going to click. My name is Zainab. I'm a registered nurse. I have been making the conditional argument about fasting that it is a tool with a specific indication, not a universal prescription, since 2023. Not because I was ahead of the curve, no, but because the women I work with were telling me what was happening in their bodies, and the universal claims did not match. If you have been watching this channel, the video on whether fasting is actually right for your hormones, the one on why weight doesn't shift under pressure, or the one on what stress does to your metabolic system, you have already heard part of this argument in different form. Today, I'm pulling it all together in one place because the cultural conversation just shifted. And that shift is an opportunity for clarity. This video is paired with the Sunday's video where I'm giving you the framework that sits underneath all of this. The three levels of metabolic recovery and where fasting actually belongs. The links will be in the description. The fasting movement is backing down. Not all at once, not dramatically, but the direction is clear. If you are watching the signals, the voice will build entire audience on every woman should fast are now introducing conditions. Flex fasting for high stress and menopause women. Fasting windows modified for hormonal health. A new phrase, cycle syncing your fasting schedule, has entered the space, which essentially means different rules for different phases of your cycle. And perhaps most significantly, acknowledgement that what used to be called the adaptation phase, the period where you felt awful, your sleep breaks, and your anxiety speaks, might not always mean your body is adjusting. It might mean something else entirely. This is progress. I want to say that clearly. Any movement towards conditionality, towards the acknowledgement that protocols works for some people and not others depending on their current state, is the right direction. The advocates getting there are doing the honest thing. But here is what I keep noticing. Every shift in this conversation changes the protocol. Nobody is naming the variable. The new guidance says fast on these cycle days. Do not fast when you are stressed. Take a rest week. Fast shorter. Flex the window. All of that may be useful, but it still does not tell you why fasting causes the harm it causes. And if you do not understand the why, you do not actually know when it applies to you, because your life does not arrive in predictable cycle syncing segments. It arrives in the form of a hard week at work and 3 consecutive nights of breaking sleep and a child who needs more than you have. The variable is capacity. That is what has been missing from this whole conversation. And today I'm going to name it. Let me be precise about what fasting is. Physiologically, fasting is a stressor, not in a pejorative sense. Stressors are not inherently harmful. Exercise is a stressor. Core exposure is a stressor. Waking up and facing a hard day is a stressor. Stressor trigger adaptive responses in the body. And under the right conditions, those adaptive responses build resilience, metabolic efficiencies, recovery capacity. The key phrase is under the right conditions. Every stressor requires a certain amount of available capacity to produce an adaptation rather than a harm. If your body has the resources to meet a demand, if your system is stable enough to absorb a stress signal and produce a useful response, the stressor works as intended. If your body is already at maximum demand, already under chronic load, already resource restricted, already running the stress response full time, adding a stressor does not produce an adaptation. It adds to the total load. This is not a controversial claim in physiology. This is how the system works across every stressor type. And fasting as a metabolic stressor follow the same rule. The women in the 2026 natural medicine trial who restored their cycle and dropped their testosterone, who saw a 9% fall in testosterone and a 26% fall in free androgen index from a 6-hour eating window, they had a specific metabolic profile. They had PCOS, now named PMOS. They had a particular kind of hormonal and insulin pattern that a structured eating window could therapeutically address. They were not running on cortisol and inadequate sleep. They had enough metabolic stability for the tool to work. The women for whom fasting added harm, the ones who woke at 3 a.m. with racing heart, whose cycle shortened or disappeared, who felt more inflamed and more anxious after weeks of trying, they didn't have a discipline problem, no. They had a capacity problem. Their system was already at maximum demand. Adding a metabolic stressor to a system with no available capacity is how you push it further into survival state. That is the variable. That is what the flesh fasting protocols are cycling without landing on. In October 2025, a meta-analysis published in the journal Neurobiology of Stress looked at 21 studies involving more than 1,200 participants. The researchers were asking a specific question. Does your metabolic state, your blood glucose level, whether you have eaten recently, the energy availability in your system changes your body response to acute stress? And the answer was yes, consistently, measurably across multiple study designs. Your metabolic state and your stress response are not two separate systems running in parallel. They are one coupled system. The state of one changes the output of the other. Specifically, glucose availability amplifies cortisol responses under acute stress, meaning that a woman in a fasted metabolically depleted state does not produce a natural stress response when pressure arrives. Her cortisol output is amplified by the metabolic signal. This study existed in 2025. It was published in a peer-reviewed journal. It was never part of the public fasting conversation because it does not support the universal protocol. It supports the conditional one. The evidence of conditional fasting was always there. The natural medicine RCT, which showed meaningful therapeutic benefit for women with PCOS under specific conditions. The Neurobiology of Stress meta-analysis, which showed the mechanism of harm for women without that metabolic profile. The signal was always in the literature. It wasn't just the message. The honest version of the fasting conversations has always been, this is a metabolic stressor that produces meaningful therapeutic benefit in women whose system have the capacity to use it, and real harm in women whose system does not. That's not a complicated message. It just requires an honest accounting of what capacity looks like and whose has it. So what does this mean for you practically? It doesn't mean that fasting is harmful and you should never try it. No. The evidence for specific women in specific state is real. If you have PCOS or insulin sensitivity, if your sleep is stable, your cycle is present and regular, if your nervous system recovers from stress within hours rather than days, the evidence genuinely suggests a structured eating window may be therapeutic for your specific pattern. It means before you start any eating window protocol, the right question is not, am I disciplined enough? It is, does my system have capacity for a metabolic stressor right now? And if you watched my last video on when fasting actually works, where I walk through the 4 signals to check before you start: sleep, cycle regularity, stress recovery, energy pattern, you already have a framework for answering that honestly. The fasting advocates are backing down because the real world evidence caught up with the universal claims. That is not a failure on their part. That is how honest thinking works. What matters now is that the retreat is complete. The variable gets named. That the woman who tried fasting and fared worst understand that their body was not failing the protocol. Their body was right about where they were. If this channel is new to you, I publish every Wednesday and Sundays. The science in the context of real women's life. So subscribe if that sounds useful to you. On Sunday, I publish a framework that sits underneath everything I have been saying. The 3 levels of metabolic recovery and how to know exactly where to start. The link will be in the description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.